Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is actually my second take trying to review Knives Out. The first one, apparently Audacity, which records the audio, stopped working halfway through and I lost bits of the audio, so I thought I'd start again in case it missed important parts. So yeah, Knives Out. The film came out a couple of months ago in like America and Canada at like cinema festivals, and then here in the UK, it just came out last night, Wednesday the 27th, so I went to see it last night. And yeah, so it's directed by Rian Johnson, who has also directed Brick, which was one of the films, it was either in my college course or uni course that I watched as part of the module, and it was a really interesting film. It's a really good film as well. He also did Brothers Bloom. I didn't really know what it's about, I haven't really looked into it. And he also did Looper, which is a really good film with what do you call him, Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's a really good film as well. And he also did the recent Star Wars Episode 8, which I personally really like. But after it took a while, first time I watched it, I hated it, but I like it now. So yeah, Knives Out. It's kind of a modern take on the classic murder mystery whodunit kind of film. It kind of takes inspiration from Agatha Christie. You actually see an Agatha Christie, or is it? Well, you see one of those famous like mystery TV shows. I'll put a wee image here. It was Angela Lansbury that I was talking about. She was the actress in the scene on the TV, which I assume was an Agatha Christie TV show. But if not, Angela Lansbury loves her murder mystery films anyway, so she's in plenty of them. So that's who it was. Sorry. Of him talking about. Apologies if it isn't Agatha Christie, but I think it is. But yeah, so it's a whodunit, and it follows this American family, and the dad, played by Christopher Plummer, is a famous fiction novelist of like murder mystery films, not films, books. So yeah, it stars, as well as Christopher Plummer, you have Daniel Craig, who plays one of the detectives. You have Chris Evans, who's part of the family. You have Ana de Armas, who is Christopher Plummer's nurse, like personal nurse. Then you also Tony Collette, Don Johnson. I'm trying to remember these names. I had it up on Google Chrome here, but I closed it in case it stops Audacity. So Don Johnson, Tony Collette, what do you call her? The girl from Halloween, something Jackson. Who else? You have Catherine Langford from 13 Reasons Why. I'm going to just look it up and hope Audacity doesn't break again, because I want to get these names right. So the cast, yeah, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's part of the family as well. You have Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Tony Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, Christopher Plummer, Catherine Langford, Jaden Martell, Ricky Lindholm, Eddie Patterson, and Frank Oz, who puppeteered Yoda in the Star Wars films. So that's pretty cool that he's in this. So yeah, Christopher Plummer is a famous novelist of murder mysteries, and the film kicks off at his birthday party, and he dies to unknown circumstances at the end of the night. And the first kind of 30 minutes of the film is all the characters being introduced, all the characters of this extended family, and they're introduced in like interview scenes from Daniel Craig and Lakeith Stanfield and another actor who works in every Rian Johnson film, but I can't remember his name. So they're the three detectives. So they're questioning the family and finding out their motives, and yeah, it's a really interesting scene. And Daniel Craig in these scenes, he's in the background sitting at the piano, and you can kind of see him. And then every so often, when someone of the family says something, he like hits a key in the piano, and it's a really cool introduction because it's kind of, he's in the background and it's really subtle, but it's building up to him being introduced. So yeah, they live in this really fancy house, and the set design of the house is really great. The house is filled with like posters and paintings and wee like statues and masks and all this kind of really eccentric stuff, because the guy Christopher Plummer plays, he's an old guy and he's a famous novelist, so he's got all these things around the house. Yeah, Rian Johnson, he's a really creative director in terms of his cinematography, and that really helps to keep the film engaging. And I just really enjoy his type of filmmaking and cinematography, and I just love seeing the shots and thinking, how did he like plan that shot out, and just the timing of when characters like leave a door or go into a room through a door, and the way they move their head, and it's all really interesting. So I really enjoyed that. And one of the really cool shots in the film is where Anna de Armas is walking out of the house and the camera is locked into a tripod or some other contraption, and then the whole family are behind her, and she's on the porch, and as she goes down the steps, the camera almost like jumps out of what it's locked into and it becomes handheld. And I just found that really cool, because normally you don't see that, where the camera changes how it's being operated mid-scene. Sorry, I have a cold, so my nose is blocked up and it's a bit hard to speak. But anyway, so yeah, the camera's locked in and the person operating it almost like goes and lifts it out, which it sounds probably very boring to you, but I just really enjoyed that. It's a cool wee shot because you don't normally see the camera being changed mid-scene. Really good film, really good humour, great acting, really great cast, great shots, great set design. The only thing that would take it down a few pegs for me was normally with these like mystery films, the whole like resolution of the mystery and the whole wrap up is at the end of the film or right before the end, and this one the sort of resolution is almost like halfway in the film, or maybe just a bit before, which kind of almost like deflates the tension because it's not really building up to anything. It's kind of built to the halfway point and it kind of drops and then it slowly builds up again as you learn more things. That's the only really thing that maybe could have made the film a bit better. But no, I'd really highly recommend the film. I think it's something a bit different and it was really refreshing to see. And me personally, I just really like Rian Johnsons' cinematography, and that's a really big part of why the film was so engaging the whole way through. So quite a short re-review. I tried to review Brad Pitt's new film Ad Astra about a month ago, and I was 10 minutes into recording and I was like a third of the way through the plot, so I thought I'd try and keep this one nice and short. So hope you've enjoyed, and go and see the film, and if you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe and a share or whatever. But go and see the film, and sure, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next video.